time I saw you, we were in Colorado for Reps Ahead 3. Now we're in Huntington Beach for Reps Ahead 4. Tell me about how the dream has come to be on the beach here.
Yeah, Pro 3 was on the home turf, and when we set this all up, I was so excited because I'm from California, not from this area, but it's kind of like going home. I got family in town. Super excited for the event, for the venue, for the scale and the visibility, but just really excited for Reps Ahead too. I'm a fanboy, so I'm excited to watch.
I think we're all fanboys and fangirls in our own way. Reps Ahead is so unique in not only the setup and the layout with all of the athletes. Who created the concept of Reps Ahead? Was it you? It's a CrossFit UFC fight night type situation.
Who created it? I woke up with it one day. It's a long story. We're doing a docu-series about it, but I literally woke up with the idea in my head. And seeing it come to this point, the journey, and we have a long way to go, right? These things take time. You got to get the right people to it, but I think we're headed in the right direction.
I think so. You've got athletes like James Sprague and also Malachi Bennett that have done every single Reps Ahead. What is it about Reps Ahead that is so different that gets athletes like that coming back time and time again, wanting to continue to compete?
So like, there's a bunch of different things, but I think the biggest thing and why I'm proud of those guys, it's a win or a loss. Like, you don't get to walk out of here, redo the workout, and like beat somebody after the fact. You got to look them in the eye, and you got to say, bro, I'm going to get 14 reps ahead of you. Good luck. And you got to go out there, and if you lose, you walk away with the loss. You can't redo stuff. You got to do a rematch. That's cool. That's super cool.
Phil, I'm excited for Reps Ahead 4. Let's head to the desk with Peter.
It's time for Fight Club CrossFit Style. Welcome to Reps Ahead Pro 4, presented by Renovo, the official healthcare provider of TYR Wodapalooza. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland alongside Brian Friend here in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. We have two head-to-head matchups on the card this evening. To meet the athletes, down to PC the MC, Patrick Clark, to introduce our four athletes.
Our first bout of the night is a Reps Ahead Pro 2 rematch. Our first athlete is a Reps Ahead vet with a record of 1-1 at 6 foot, 197 pounds, repping Nemesis Sports Academy, Malachi Moose Bennett. His opponent, he won the last match and comes in with a record of a perfect 1-0 at 5'8", 185 pounds, repping backcountry CrossFit, your TYR Wodapalooza Miami RX runner-up, Ryley Humrighouse.
Humrighouse versus Bennett in our first of two matches. The event they will be facing, Brian, is Everett. 3 different movements. The goal is to get 12 reps ahead.
That's right. They got 3 rounds. To try to achieve those 12 reps, it'll be an AMRAP within each interval that always starts at the top. They'll go for 12 toes to bar, 8 box jump overs 30 inches, and 4 squat snatches at 155 pounds.
And these are two athletes who are very familiar not only with this format, but with each other.
Absolutely. The first ever Reps Ahead match that I called, these guys went head-to-head. They went the distance, and it came down to 2 reps.
We have 3 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute break between each one. If one athlete gets 12 reps ahead during one of those rounds, the match is over. But there is a high likelihood this one could go the distance given the history between these two athletes.
Yeah, they're extremely tenacious. Neither one of them came here to lose. Ryley doesn't want to concede after beating him last time, and Malachi, he's out for revenge.
3, 2, 1, go!
Reps Ahead Pro 4 underway. Malachi Bennett is on the left. Ryley Humrighouse is on the right. We start with the 12 toes to bar. Before that, or after that, pardon me, it's the 8 box jump overs, and then the 155-pound barbell awaits. 4 squat snatches there.
And this is going to start slow, but it's going to escalate quickly. The first really opportunity to see what's going to happen is right here on the box. Phil gives the athletes the opportunity to rebound the box jumps if they want to. Malachi and Ryley probably both knew that they would do that coming out, but right away we even see Malachi go to a couple step overs and fall a rep behind.
Humrighouse making his way to the barbell for the first time. 4 squat snatches, 155. He's got a 1-rep lead right now on Malachi Bennett on the left side of the screen. And Malachi Bennett making his 9th appearance here in the head-to-head Reps Ahead format.
Yeah, this is only the 4th pro edition of Reps Ahead, but Phil Thomas has been testing this at what he calls the RX level around Colorado for a long time, and there is no more seasoned Reps Ahead athlete than Malachi Bennett. PC told us he's 1-1 in pro appearances, but he's 6-2 all-time in Reps Ahead matches.
1 minute of the 3 minutes have gone by here in this opening round. Both athletes neck and neck as we are now in the second round of 12 toes to bar.
The breaks have been interesting already. Jason and James will be coming up later tonight, and I know they both plan on going touch and go on those snatches to start. Singles from the start here for Ryley and Malachi, and I think that's because they're expecting a long match.
Humrighouse now with a 3-rep lead on Malachi Bennett.
And if you were listening closely to what Patrick said, this is not Ryley Humrighouse's first time on a Wodapalooza stage. He was at TYR Wodapalooza last January in the RX division where he took second place. To earn that second place, he won the final 3 events. Sean, you might remember some of these events. One of them had double unders, burpees, and thrusters. Gross. The other one was the back-to-back interval-style workout in that chipper, and he won both parts of it. So interval-style workouts and going in the pain cave is what Ryley Humrighouse has built his career upon.
1 minute remains in this first of 3 rounds. Humrighouse back to the bar, and he's had a handful of reps lead here early on, but has yet to really start to separate himself from Malachi Bennett on the left side of the screen.
Even though this is the first of 3 rounds, we've just gotten past that 2 minute and 15-second mark, and in all the testing that Phil has done with Reps Ahead over the years, really the last 2 years, he's found that that's the breaking point for a lot of athletes. And anyone who's done Fran can probably relate to that. So let's see how they finish out this first round.
12 reps ahead, that's the number that one of these athletes need to hit in order to end this matchup. Humrighouse to the barbell first, ahead of Malachi Bennett as we approach the final seconds here in round number 1.
And Malachi closing strong, going for the squat snatches.
And both athletes putting that 4 squat snatch in the books, and it's Malachi Bennett with a 1-rep lead over Humrighouse. So the first lead that Bennett has had this entire competition comes at the very end of round number 1. Now a 1 minute break. You've been a part of a lot of these broadcasts. You've seen a lot of these events in person. How do the athletes differ in the approach between this format as opposed to something that we might see in a more traditional fitness competition?
It's actually kind of perfect that it's here alongside the Tier Cup, because the Tier Cup is 2 teams and only one of them can take a point anytime they take the floor. That's exactly how Reps Ahead is. You don't have an opportunity to come back or to do well and get a 3rd place, a 5th place, a 2nd place, and have the best average over a period of time. You either win or you lose.
5 seconds before we start round number 2. It's Malachi Bennett on the left side with a 1-rep lead on Humrighouse. Round 2 underway.
That first round was a microcosm of how the last match between those 2 guys was, where Ryley took it to him a little bit, Malachi hung close, and then at the end he tried to make a surge. If you watch that match all the way back to the end, it was on the last set of bar muscle-ups in that sequence where Malachi went for it. He actually slipped off the bar, and it allowed Ryley to hang on to a narrow lead. But in that first 3 minutes, we saw Malachi do something similar. He just hung close and pounced at the end.
Malachi Bennett has stretched his lead a couple of reps here on these box jump overs. 8 reps here. And now to the 155-pound barbell for 4 squat snatches. This is the first of 2 matchups that we'll have for you here in the Reps Ahead Pro 4. Coming up after this, it's the defending CrossFit Games champion, James Sprague, taking on Jason Hopper.
Yeah, that's going to be a match that I think everyone's been looking forward to. Those 2 guys, not only similar athletes, similar ages, similar experience in the sport, but also friends, and have been giving each other a hard time in the run-up to this.
And like Malachi Bennett, James Sprague is a guy who's really familiar with this format as well.
This will be the 4th Reps Ahead Pro match, and James Sprague has been a fixture at all 4 of those.
Still pretty much dead even now here in the second of 3 3-minute rounds, as Malachi Bennett came into this round with a 1-rep lead over Humrighouse, and now it's Humrighouse who has got his biggest lead right now of the competition. He's stretched it to 6.
we haven't mentioned it yet, but definitely a factor in this workout is the grip, going from those hang snatch or those snatches into the toes to bar. And I'm not sure about the decision to make the break there by Malachi was grip dependent, but you know, he's given away all 5 of those reps on the toes to bar.
He's quickly recouping those reps as Humrighouse gets to the barbell.
And how quickly Malachi picks up this barbell here is everything in this match, because if Ryley's got one more snatch to go and he's going to go to the toes to bar where he can rip off 12 quick, and you look the urgency. If he starts jogging towards the rig, yes, he knows that blood is in the water, and this is a chance to close it out in the second round.
45 seconds left to go in this 3-minute round. Humrighouse now has a chance, as Brian just said, to build on that lead. The largest he's had is 6. It's now up to 7. And this could be it for Humrighouse. As Bennett's hustling back to the bar, he's not going to have enough time. Ryley Humrighouse had it. He got to 12, and it was over. Ryley Humrighouse in round 2, 12 reps ahead of Malachi Bennett to take this first of 2 matchups in Reps Ahead Pro 4.
And it came down to one break on the toes to bar. That was all the opening that Ryley needed. He was able to get through the squat snatches, and once he got to the toes to bar, one unbroken set propelled him to that victory.
Ryley Humrighouse, 12 reps ahead in the closing seconds of round 2 to bring home the victory.
And right at the end, we actually got a good look at something that Phil instructs these athletes to do, which is to compete through the whistle. I don't know how clear it was, but he blows the whistle on the floor when the match is over. But it can flicker between 11 and 12 a couple times. He just says, keep going. You'll know when it's over.
Let's send it down to the floor. Bella Martin with your match winner, Ryley Humrighouse.
Ryley, you've just won Reps Ahead 4 here on the Huntington Beach Wodapalooza SoCal stage. Is this a little bit more special than competing as an athlete on Wodapalooza? What's that feeling like?
It's different. The crowd is still here just like it is in Wodapalooza, but you know all eyes are on you. You know you get screen time. You know you get everybody watching you. They see your every move. They see how you're resting, and that's exhilarating. I love it.
This is a new sequence for Reps Ahead. What did you think about strategizing this one? It obviously paid off for you. In that first round, you were already getting ahead. You kind of took that momentum. What was the strategy for this specific sequence for you?
It was go at a speed that as long as I could stay unbroken on toes to bar and rebound the box jumps, I knew I was going to be okay. So I was just monitor the snatches to make that happen.
Now, let's see. If we're going Reps Ahead 5, do you want to go against Malachi again, or who do we want to go against in our next Reps Ahead match?
Yeah, Malachi wouldn't be bad. I guess it wouldn't be terrible going 3-0.
You heard it here first. 3-0 from Ryley Humrighouse. Thank you. See you later, Sean.
Ryley Humrighouse takes the first of 2 matches, does it in round 2, gets 12 reps ahead of Malachi Bennett. And Brian, coming into the second round, Malachi Bennett had a lead, but we saw that quickly disappear, and we saw how costly just one ill-timed break can be.
Yeah, throughout most of the first round, Ryley had that small lead. Malachi made a little move late, and then in the second round, it looked to be more of the same until Malachi broke on that set of toes to bar. He took a little bit longer than I expected, and when everything was said and done, that was really all that Ryley needed to take home his second consecutive victory against Bennett.
And he did it on the box jump overs in the final seconds of the second of 3 rounds, so a win for Ryley Humrighouse.
Over the course of the matches today and tomorrow, we have 4 Reps Ahead veterans, 4 Reps Ahead newcomers. That urgency at the end, the running to the toes bar, the running to the box, that's the sign of someone who understands the format. And if you haven't noticed the big screens that are behind them and also the one on the rig, Ryley's looking at that and realizing now is the time and it's now or never.
1 match down, 1 match remains. We're going to take a break. When we come back, James Sprague taking on Jason Hopper. Stay with us as Reps Ahead Pro 4 continues in Huntington Beach, California.